to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ebro, Laura Rosenberg, our friend. Pusha T is back on the program. Give it up one time. Friend of the show.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Very much so.
I want to talk about, first things first, congratulations.
Yes.
New album.
Yeah.
What's the title?
It's Almost Dry.
How many tracks?
12 tracks.
Kept it tight.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't believe in a 25-song album?
Nah, because I don't think you make masterpieces that way.
Tell me more. What do you mean? What's a
I just-
masterpiece to you?
Thank you. You're saying facts already.
You know,
We
I
appreciate
just
that.
feel like, you know, 25 records, man. I haven't seen a 25 record masterpiece since, to me, Life After Death.
Good point.
And you know, just on a humbug and just, you know, on an everyday and just during the album cycle, I don't see people doing that. I feel like when you do that, you're like trying to play with the algorithm and streams and all that stuff.
Trying to please too many audiences.
Or work the system for
or just work
streams.
the system
Yeah.
for streams.
Right.
As
And it's
opposed
just
to like treating it the way it always was done of this is the body of work.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah.
And so masterpieces are made by figuring out what you're gonna not put out versus putting more on it, is what I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think,
Cutting the fat.
Yeah, you cut the fat, you just put all of the heat on the album. Like you just put all of the heat right there. There's you should be arguing about which record is more impactful. You know, of course you have some that are singles, but 9 times out of 10 for me, the street records are more impactful than the singles.
Tell me more. What do you mean by that? What does that mean for you? That's what's mostly talked about. That's what stands the test of time.
That's what sets the tone. The street records is what set the tone. That's what gets the streets, you know, heated up, gets everybody motivated. It's what gets the people talking.
You release an album, I think, every 3 years, I think has been the
I'm gonna
pattern.
do better about that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do better about that.
You want to do more?
Yeah, I do. I
thought that was on purpose.
It was originally, but I feel like man, and making this album is something me and Pharrell been specifically talking about, just about changing the language. And I feel like, you know, to change the language or to make sure that you're really in the talks and in the competition, you have to put out more frequently, you know. And I feel like, you know,
because without leadership, people are going to sort to whatever's available.
They're gonna do that, and they're gonna get other versions of you, and think that like, oh, you know, that's that's the bar. And I feel like I work at a higher bar. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my music is at a higher level. So you know what I'm saying? Then it just turns into like, oh yeah, well that's street rap too. Oh, that's street rap too. That's street rap too. And you know, ultimately, it's like. It's really not. We're not all doing the same thing.
Your relationship with Pharrell runs deep, obviously. But tell me about the conversations you guys have in the studio. How does he push you? And talk about the criticism that he has.
Yeah,
sometimes.
man. That guy's just always shooting for the stars. So it's like, you gotta think, Pharrell will like, he put on the big hat. He gonna go happy. He's like musical. He knows. You know, he plays instruments, is, you know, orchestra levels of things, right? Me personally, I just want that.
Right.
I just want that. Can we curse up here?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just want that shit. Like I just want that street shit. Like, bro, come on. So he's like, he just, you know, he gets bored. He's like, man, we've been here before. Like, bruh. All right.
So how do you pull that out of him?
You know, it's like a tug of war. It's like a real back and forth, and ultimately, it'll like we'll get up, like we talk every morning, like 6 a.m. So when I go work with him, we start out at 6 a.m, and we both be up, we be fresh, and then he might get stuck on a beat or something with some chords in it. And I'm like, bro, this shit sounds sweet. I don't want to start my album with something sounding sweet like this.
It's not sinister enough.
Yeah,
it's not dark
sinister enough.
Yeah.
It's not dark enough.
Yeah.
It turns into an argument. You know, it really does. It gets in. It turns to an argument. We may not find nothing. He may like, man, I think this the melody, and then he just sort of keeps hammering away at it, man. And then I'll hear something that I like, and I'm like, oh, well, I like that. And so then he strips everything else away, and he'll keep that, whatever that thing is,
And builds from there.
and builds on that thing.
Why 6 a.m.?
Oh, we just get up early all the time.
Just cause?
Yeah, just for nothing.
Is that a new thing? Have you always been this way?
Always.
That's not post-baby life?
Like,
That's
it's not dad life.
Nah, we've always gotten up like that. Like I always blame the Neptunes for me not knowing how to record late at night, and like I'm like not a studio rat. But it was always because when we used to start working, we started like 10 in the morning. We either skipped school or got to a point where we were out of school. But we would start 10 in the morning, be out by 9, go grab something to eat, and then go to the club to hear what was going on and what was the competition for the next day in the studio. So,
What year is this?
man, this is
99, 2000, 2001?
Well, I was skipping school. It could have been 94 or 5.
Right.
Yeah.
When did y'all first start recording with the Neptunes and Pharrell? When did that begin?
Well, my brother started before me, so I wasn't rapping. So he that might have been 90. That might have been 93. Yeah, that might have been 93. I was still in school. My brother was out of school.
Pharrell's still hot off the fucking Rex and Effects joint.
Right. It was Rex and when was Rex and Effects? When was
Rum Shaker's 92.
92.
Okay, yeah. So like all of that time.
That's so crazy.
So
Well, I
wild.
wrote down for a conversation for us to have today. We're celebrating Pusha T today, y'all.
Yes.
We're going to get into some classics.
Yeah.
I got a couple things I want to cover off, but one of them was 20 years in the game because I think grinding was
Yeah.
Lord Willens 20 years ago.
Yeah. 20 years ago.
20 years in the game.
Yes.
And I wanted to, at what point did you begin to understand that your longevity would be a less is more approach than just trying to be anywhere and every, like, because I think it's important.
Yeah.
Right? No matter what, and we'll get into you only do coke rap and you're only this type of rap. We'll get into all of that. But there is something I want people to learn about where you are in the game because you're a less is more. I'm only going to do 12 joints. You're only going to put out, that's why I brought up, you only put out a record every 3 years.
Yep.
But you're also affiliated with Pharrell, affiliated with Kanye West. You have these commercial successes, whether it's literally a commercial that you wrote, you know what I mean? But you're not oversaturated and you're special. And so did you understand that? Did that reveal itself to you? How did you arrive at that?
Well, I just sort of figured that I don't even remember like when it actually dawned on me. I just think that, with this whole social media age and just looking at music and looking at artists, man, I feel like it's a lack of taste, right? And I never want to look like that. Like I'm not, you can sort of tell when people are doing things to just be out there or they feel like they're not hot enough, so they just got to do something. I never want to look like I just got to do something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never just want to be,
Right.
Taking selfies of myself or doing some silly shit.
Looking for attention.
Looking for attention because that's what this shit turns into. So, I try to just make it, man, I'm in the music business. I just try to keep it about the music. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, I think that affords me to do things like, Succession remixes. I mean, for the show,
Taking the theme from Succession.
or the Arby's thing, or even the McDonald's thing. That was something that happened super early in my career. But or even doing the EDM. Like I had like a heavy EDM
you had a
run,
festival run too.
Heavy EDM run. It was the first hip hop act to ever perform at Ultra Music Festival.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that just picking and choosing your battles and trying to be first in the space and everybody wants a piece of hip hop. I found that out with the whole EDM thing. It was like, man, they just loved my voice over that type of music. They felt like it was clear, concise, on top of that type of chaotic stuff that was going on. And it just paid off. It just paid off in really big ways.
For clarity, the McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Right.
Okay, just to clear it all the way up once and for all. You wrote that.
Right. Well, what happened was this is what happened. So, me and my brother wrote a version of that song. Raps. Within that version came the hook line, I'm loving it, within our raps. Mm-hmm. So boom, that's where I'm loving it comes from, period. Right. That's it.
Did you?
So Pharrell enlisted you though for that,
right?
So he was
Steve
like,
Stout. Steve Stout.
That was a Stout deal through Stout's agency, correct?
Yep.
Did you get compensated?
Yeah.
Nicely.
Yeah.
Was it as good as you think you should have been compensated?
No.
I
mean, wait, hold on. Let's be fair though.
Okay, let's be fair.
Not now.
Right.
Like not now, but
relative
20,
to today, no.
Yeah, no. But it's
relative to then, was it? It was cool.
Dog, I mean, it's never cool
life-changing at the time.
No.
Did you even think it was life-changing at the time?
It was good money, man. I was 20 years old, maybe. It was like, I think it was like $1 million. Me and my brother split.
That's a lot of money.
Cool for that.
For a snippet of a song, for a snippet of an idea that went into a commercial that wasn't a record deal, that you had no recoupable, nothing. It was just money.
Right. It was just money. But it was no way I should have done it the way that I did it.
Well, relative to what McDonald's is and what it was used for later.
For all this time?
It's still been going on.
Right.
Right. It should have been some sort of deal in perpetuity where you continue to get money.
Say the word again.
Perpetuity.
Thank you, sir.
Which is what happened now with the Arby's situation.
Right. So the Arby's situation, fast forward, I did a record with Skrillex, and they used... in doing the EDM records, because I knew that they were like very, they're commercial leaning. Like they always like that type of music in the commercials. Mm-hmm. So every time I do them, I always ask for a particular amount of the song. This particular one was 40%. And then Arby's used it for their campaign. Just the last guitar strum of "We Got the Meats," whatever you hear at the end of it. But that's just from the song that
don't, that little thing.
So I own 40% of that. And that's,
And this is why we promote Arby's up here, so our man Pusha could get paid. Now, I do have a discrepancy when they dropped the most recent commercial. I played it, I support it, but I don't hear enough commercials. Not enough commercials going around on the box supporting Ebro in the morning. So we need to discuss how this is moving. You know what I'm saying? Because it could go around a lot more.
Yes, sir.
And you know what I'm saying? It did open up the conversation about Arby's. Because, there's people who don't know what Arby's is.
I know. Like, I feel like, man, I was just reading those stats, and like they reached out to me. What was it, $8 million in like ad?
Yeah. In marketing dollars that it would have been.
Yeah, the equivalent.
The reach of what you did.
And I don't know. I feel like it put Arby's in a pretty good talk space.
How do you
community?
And much like Push, just quickly, much like you, Arby's isn't just your run-of-the-mill fast food chain. It's a specialized, it's a step above.
They're specific.
They
you know what I'm saying?
They sell what they sell.
Yeah.
You don't come there to get pizza.
But that's the point. That's why the alignment with you makes sense.
Right.
You do what you do.
Right.
How do you draw the line, though, between, like, doing a St. Ides commercial, which was fire back in the day. Everyone did it, and it was like, the line between it being dope and whack is like, were you concerned at all?
Let me tell you something. You know what? They called me and actually thanked me for that. They were like, man, you could have easily just been like, this is corny, told us to go to hell, blah, 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 blah. But just how I look at this and how I look at the business today, man, it's like, bro, I want to see rap everywhere. Like, I feel like we're already seeing it everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. But like, for what it is that I do, I remember rap not being at the Grammys. I remember things like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember people boycotting. I remember
radio stations not being able to play the rap version of the song until in the evening.
Come on. Like, so it's like, when those type of opportunities come up for me, and I just look at them as like, man, nah, this is just showing like I gotta check this box off myself. Even for the subgenre of rap that I do, I feel like street hip hop is like not always the one that's people cater to. So yeah, I'm usually, I mean, unless it's just like super, I don't think I'm ever do anything super corny. But it's like
I remember, for example, and I don't expect anyone to say anything about it except me, but do you guys remember when like Reebok went super hard and they just like showed up at
Iverson
festivals,
and all that and
post that,
and
Wayne started just showing up. I think he might have done a Summer Jam one year, and he just had the hat with the Reebok logo, and it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, oh, they just showed up with the bags, and we're like, who wants to wear a Reebok hat? It may have been effective, I don't know, but as a consumer, it didn't feel right to me. Even though what you did with Arby's was very direct.
Right.
It was your brand. You didn't just throw on an Arby's hat.
No. It was on brand, and just the history of the McDonald's, so it just all made sense. And then the bars is, I'm the reason the whole world love it. Now it just made
It was well played.
sense.
It was very well played.
Yeah.
Well, I think what you're talking about
I'm
is
gonna tell you this too. Like even with Reebok though, man, like you gotta think about it. Like I personally, in that position, I would have done anything that Jadakiss and Iverson did. So.
Right. Well, but I want to be clear though.
The Jada Iverson was different.
It was probably different
than
people. Even this is a whole generation later.
Okay.
So the 50 Hove, Iverson, Jadakiss, that run was like 2000. This is like 08, 09. I'm jumping.
Well, and I think what you're talking about is authenticity, right? We're talking about things that are actually when the brand makes an effort to associate themselves with the culture in the right way and listen to an individual or individuals, like when we saw Sprite and Tribe Called Quest.
Really good.
And Sprite and Brand Nubian.
Really good.
All of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Yeah, I
Really
don't think
good.
Tribe. I think you made up Tribe.
I think it's
It wasn't
KRS.
Tribe.
I think it was KRS. Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Yep.
Large Professor. I mean, it was crazy. I remember being like, I remember looking around like, is that Large Pro doing a Sprite commercial?
Yeah.
But I feel like, is this true at Arby's? I feel like there's always one cool person in that company who's like, yo.
Listen, I'm hearing he's like being looked at as a genius right now.
who is the person?
This guy, I
You don't even know him like that.
I don't know his name.
But shout out to you, sir. You did a great job.
I'm about to meet him. I'm actually about to meet him like shortly. Steven just met him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but I heard he's like, they're looking at him like, man, you are.
He knows.
Listen,
he
and
knows
they
rap.
shot it. No, they shot the idea down at first.
And he fought for it.
Yeah, so they went. But yeah, he fought for it. Went back and. Boom.
He was like, trust me, fam, if we get at McDonald's with Pusha T, I'm telling you.
Oh man, he is looking GOAT level right now.
Now,
He is.
now, I surprisingly, I was thinking about your album coming out. I'm loving everything that's been put out. I love the
You're loving it.
I'm loving it. Okay. I'm loving the Punch Bowl, the I Know Nego records that are on there. I don't know when those records are from, new, old, whatever. They sound amazing in the landscape of everything else. Diet Coke, Neck and Wrist. I'm leaving something else out of there. Hear me clearly.
Yeah.
So I found myself yesterday, and I tweeted something that I did not anticipate going this far. But I know why it went this far, but I'm going to read it to you. I just say, your streams may be higher, but Pusha T album still more important. My thought process was I was looking at a guy 20 years into the game, still doing him and not quivering, stepping off his square, reducing his quality level or anything, but maintaining, and that's why it's important.
Right.
Obviously, people think I'm taking shots at Drake, and I'm trying to throw shots at this one. But I was really just like, yo, this is an important album because at a time when there's so much noise and so much going on, here we have a guy who is, no one's going to disagree, is one of the dopest MCs still working, right? And out there in general, but also doing it his way. On top of that, has two of the, we was talking before you came in, I said, does Pusha T have the two best affiliations ever in hip-hop history? Literally, you are a part of Star Trek and that whole movement, as well as the good music movement. You are a part of both franchises, both teams, both brands.
Both are the home team. Both
are your home team.
Are the home team
for sure.
So that was my thought,
right?
And I'm asking you, is that your vision and how you see the Pusha T brand when you step back and look at the?
Yeah, I mean, when I told both of them that I really want them to be my premier, my gangstar.
Y'all had that conversation.
Yeah, I had that conversation. Like, I don't want to, like where I am in my career right now, I want to keep making music, but I want to keep making my music. I don't want to, it's not going to be a whole bunch of venturing off. Like, I feel like everything that I need to do, we can do within that box.
And so when people, the critique is he only raps about cocaine. My response is always Darkest Before the Dawn. Go listen to it because it's definitely about more than just that.
Yeah, for sure.
What is your response?
Man, I just think that's a cheap way of looking at it. I think that's a very surface level way of categorizing what it is that I do. And if you're just trying to be fast and just talk it and say, yo, this is what it is, I ain't even tripping. But if you really think that, then you ain't really you ain't the type of hip hop listener that I'm into anyway.
Right.
Like all my like, fans or family, how I want to call them, is like they're into like the perspective. They're into the lyrics. They get the parallels. They get that this is just like a the drug kind of is that's just the seamless thread that brings all these things together. Like it ain't. I don't think it's just that. But, hey, I ain't trying to convince nobody either. Like, yo, bro.
Right, you're
like,
good.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. I think on that, though, for people who want to understand and maybe they just can't get there, though, that seamless thread you're talking about of showing a rags to riches story, of showing the black family struggle, of articulating the choices that many black men had to make to navigate this kind of American capitalism, to change their circumstances and to see more and learn more and leave legacy to their family. Like, some people don't hear that. They don't get that.
No, they don't get it. And, like, I feel like, I've been saying as of late, I want to be the Martin Scorsese of like, of street rap.
I think it's a great, by the way, a great, what did I call it? Positioning statement.
Yeah.
It's a great positioning statement.
I really want to be that. And I want to be that, like you said, I've been in this 20 years. Like, I feel like we got to look at this. We have to look at this on a real entertaining type of level too. Like, I want to still be, pushing my creativity to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want to get caught up in the labeling what it is or people trying to critique that at this point. Bro, I've been here 20.
Full 20.
Why are we?
Right.
Like, why?
Right.
Like, just, bro, this is what I'm making.
I am what I am.
Yeah. Like,
My name is my name.
My name is my name.
Like, yo, but they
Literally.
don't ask Martin Scorsese to make Gone with the Wind, bro. They don't do that.
So explain what you mean about the Scorsese thing.
Nah, I'm just
He
saying,
does a genre and he does it beautifully.
He does it well. Really good. Departed, Goodfellas, whatever you want to talk about. That's what he does. Nobody asks him to make anything else. Everybody runs to the theaters when it's time.
Right.
That's it. We talk about it. We talk about it on the radio. We go watch it. We do everything. It's like, why?
But what you're talking about is taste, and you're talking about art, and you're talking about these things that take time, which is, I think, back to why I pointed out you drop an album every 3 years is because you're crafting something that is, and why I tweeted it, I feel like it's trying to be something important and oftentimes succeeding.
Every time. Every single time.
Yeah.
And by the way, people don't have to listen to, if you consider Pusha to be coke rap, let's say, you don't have to listen to coke rap every day. But when you want to,
Come
Pusha
to
has
me.
the best available. He's
Come
got
to
you.
me. Come by for me. That's it.
I think we definitely look at you, though, as a quality over quantity. Because I know you said, I'm going to get better at that. But I was like, I don't really feel like you need to. Because you do what you do.
Yeah, I just, I think that I see, like, even with the commercial stuff, I see that there is opportunity for what it is that I do, that I've seen, that in past times there hasn't been that same opportunity. So I want to just like sort of push the envelope with more content to see how, you know what I'm saying, just see how
far I can take the
how far I
opportunity.
can, how
The
far I can take
runway's
the
hot.
opportunity. Yeah,
Gas is in the plane.
For
Let's
sure.
take off.
for sure. I don't want to, like I definitely want to be in the conversation, and I think I can be in the conversation like every year, every other year versus
sure.
every 3 years. Like,
Do you
it's a little
get
crazy? My manager hates me for it.
We got very excited when we saw Finigo's album Punch Bowl, right? When we saw
Yeah.
Clipse.
I know.
Right, and
I
you know,
know.
that specific fan base will forever be super excited. But
Yeah.
and you know, we've had Malice on the show before early on, and you know when he decided to take his different path.
Right.
But how how are those conversations with your brother? Obviously, it's your brother, so it's, you know what I mean. But as artists,
Yeah.
about getting together on tracks like that, and you being you,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
him being him.
No, I think these past. Well, he's on the album.
Yep.
He's on this
yeah,
album.
we were actually talking about that earlier. Like, when is he
Yeah.
gonna
Look,
be
it says
on
the
that?
clip- Clipse
I wish
on the
y'all
I
had
Don't Need
the
Go joint.
album, man. Like, yes, but like he's on the album, and I think that first of all, just in being in the studio with him was like amazing. And it's already from Punch Bowl. Everybody's like, I told y'all his brother was better than him. Like, that's all the conversation is. It's cool, man. It's cool.
Right.
And when y'all hear this other verse, it's crazy. Like, it's so good. I think, man, I'm glad we got in and do those two. You know me, I'm pressing for an album.
Yeah.
I'm pressing.
What's Malice being like?
I mean, he just chilling. Like,
I know, that's the general
like,
energy.
He's just like,
He's not pressing.
yeah, he's not pressed. Like, I do have the like little brother I can ask you to do thing. Mm-hmm. So like that's how I got these.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But and it just made sense. The Nego thing. Like he was there.
But it made sure to say
course.
Clipse. It didn't say
Yeah.
Malice.
I know.
He was particular about that,
No,
right?
I was particular about that.
Tell me why.
Because I wanted to say Clipse.
Oh,
Let's start.
Getting that back.
Let's get that out in the world.
I just want him to see that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we had to like even put like, I think I still had to put my name.
Yeah, it says
on
Pusha
it,
T, the
Yeah.
Clipse, and Nego.
just so that, because I guess we're not in the algorithm or whatever. As Clipse, it's not.
People ain't searching like they used
Right,
to.
exactly.
Well, because they search for
that.
Pusha T, and,
Yeah,
and then
but-
Clipse
yeah.
doesn't come up.
Yeah, so I gotta put that. We had to put that just for that.
Right.
But
Okay, the random question: if you get hired to do a gig, you wouldn't do basic club shit anymore. But if someone had
yes,
a huge,
I would.
Okay, you would.
Chili- I
Sorry.
have brown bags everywhere.
All right,
Are you
cool.
kidding me?
So if someone were to offer you a huge brown bag and say
Yes.
we want you to come through for 10 minutes,
Yes.
10 minutes,
Yes.
that's all you got.
Yes.
You wanted to rock the hell out of this party.
Yes.
What joints do you do in the 10 minutes? What are the Pusha? These are the ones I'm hitting when I have 10 minutes.
I do Don't Like.
I knew it.
do Mercy. I do Grinding.
Know when the last time?
I don't do When the Last Time.
Really? Even though
I
that
don't do
intro
it.
is
What happened to that boy?
I definitely do What Happened to
Of
That
course.
Boy. Man, my DJ will rock Hot Damn.
I mean,
Hot. Well,
Yeah.
the radio version.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
damn.
I always hated that version. Why you
Yeah.
can't say hot damn?
no, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Hot
you
Damn
could-
was the radio
yeah, it
version.
was the radio version.
The radio version sucked. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pharrell goes, time for the radio. They added some weird ad libs, and then the hot,
Right.
You know
instead
why?
of the
But
cock.
I remember
Yeah.
that because we actually shout out to LA Reid because when we actually put that, we wanted to put out Hot Damn first, and he made us put out Ma
Still love her?
Still Love Her.
Yeah.
Ma don't love her.
Ma don't love her.
Ma don't love her.
Ma
He was
don't
like, man,
love
if
her."
this don't work, then we gonna put out Goddamn. Don't trust me. Just don't worry about it. I'm telling you, I got this. It didn't work. So immediately, he shot us a video, but he was like, yo, you gotta change it because we were coming under some the Bible Belt.
Oh yeah.
They were like, yo, you can't.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
That
even
Mason
God.
Dixon line.
It was
listen,
cock.
bro.
It was
Hey,
cock.
listen,
It
I
was too close.
Too close.
It was too close.
They
And
wasn't
I
gonna
was
play it
the
in the
Bible
Carolinas.
Belt. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So
Georgia.
that's really why that happened.
But if they say hot damn, that's a different thing altogether.
don't play with cot. Don't
That's
say
crazy.
cot. Fun fact.
Your man Kanye, this is your man's in them. He
Yes.
going through some public
Yes.
whatnots, but I here recently, He knows how to turn it off when it's time to go away and turn it off. There's no rollout happening. But talk about this video right here, and I mean Kanye's your man, so it's nothing but an ask to get the video done.
Yeah, so the video happened in 24 hours. I had the he gave me the beat. I brought the beat back. He was like, "Oh man, no, let's shoot this. Let's shoot this right now." Omar Jones shot it. I mean, we just went to a space, and Ye was just like, "Nah, we gonna do flavor in your ear. That's what we gonna try to."
What going for, yeah.
He was like, "Man, we just gonna rip that. We gonna wear the jackets, the leather. You gotta put on the Craig Mack leather." And he was like, "I'm gonna just I'm gonna do my puff." And he was just really adamant about the whole, theme of the video.
Yeah.
And we just shot it. We shot it in 2
This
days.
the
Super
record, 88 Keys, right? He jumped
Yeah.
in the comments, said this record was like 15 years old or
It
something.
was, yeah. And he was, and I heard it. I was like, Ye was like, "Yo, it's this beat 88 had for a minute, but I'm telling you, like, I'm gonna touch it. It's there. I'm telling you, it's there." And I heard, I was like, all right. I mean, it's all right, And he was like, "Nah, man, like, just trust me." And that's something I was doing too, that I did for this album too. I took a lot of direction. Like, he'd be like, "Man, you get on that beat and you just be like, and he was like, he found a melody and it was like, "Follow that. You follow this, that I'm telling
I'll do
you,
the
just
rest."
do it." And that's it. I took it and took the melody and ran.
Well, by the way, he's the
way.
best of all of Kanye's traits musically. That might be the number one that I think separates him from everybody else.
What's that?
The ability to go
To know the
Yeah.
flow, to
Yeah.
know
because
the
people
melody, to know
remember
the
that
pocket.
when you DJ in the club and you hit
He's-
those parts, everyone knows every one of those parts.
And listen, his instincts are his best quality. Like, there's nothing else. It's like, he's very impulsive, but when that applies to music, it is you will get
It's magic.
the
That's the
best.
magic.
Yeah, that's the magic for sure.
He's at his best when he's not overthinking. He's
Yeah.
just how would you describe what everyone Kanye he's his own planet now. Like he's
Yeah.
it's a different thing altogether, and you play a role in his life.
Yeah.
He has a lot of different people around him for different things. How would you describe what your relationship with him brings to both you and to him?
I think that he definitely knows to speak to, when he's speaking to me, he's getting the truth. Like, he knows. He told me the other day, he texted me and said, "Man, we had this long conversation," and he texted me back and said, "Yo, when I talk to you, I look outside of myself." And I know that's exactly what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's very, he's really consumed. Like, he's really just consumed with everything that's going on in his world. You know what I'm saying? All the drama, everything. And like, he'll be talking about something, I'll be like, "Dog, but what about him? Or what about them? Or, we dealing with, man, it'd be the dumbest things. But like, it's just, I don't know, like, Ye really has a lot going on, and a lot of times he has to, when it comes to me and him, I have to say, like, "Dog, you have to look at it from these other sides, because if you don't, like, you're gonna look like an ass."
Right, and you're missing too much of the whole picture.
Yeah, you're missing the whole picture. And I know that, like, he looks to me, I would say, for that, just to see the whole picture.
So, I mean, that's enough to get a CEO check for good music. You know what I'm saying? All right, listen, that's what companies pay for.
For sure.
Did you get a chance to watch the Junior stack?
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I loved it. I did. I loved it. I thought that it was I feel a lot of people think that he turns that on, and I think that it showed that he don't turn it on for the camera.
See, I got it the other way. I saw some of it because the cameras are on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a doc.
But the doc from how many years ago?
But you're saying that you would just argue that it's always been on.
That was my thing. Was like he knew what he was doing from the beginning. He knew what he was gunning for.
Oh no, man, no way.
But you know him better than me. I got it wrong. That's fine.
No, not at all. Like he, you know, that's just him. Like that's 1,000% him at all times. And I think people don't know that. He like it's a problem. Like I have a problem in dealing with him a lot. Like I do.
In what way?
Anything.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Of
like
course.
anything. Like, you know, I may need something.
Right.
And like if something's going on if he's going through turmoil.
Right. Then you
it's
can't
like,
get what you need.
Yeah, I'm like, bro.
You're my guy.
Like, what? What are we doing?
Well, did you deal with this in making this project?
For sure.
Because he's been, you
For
know
sure.
what I mean?
In the throes.
Sure.
Every
For
single
sure.
headline.
Yeah, no, for sure.
How did he feel when you told him it's going to be half you, half Pharrell?
Well, you know what? That wasn't an issue.
Okay.
That wasn't an issue because I usually go and make the album anyway. Like I usually go and just start, you know, picking joints, go, you know, just things that I hear, things that I might like. And then I bring it to him and be like, yo, this is where I'm at with the album. He was like, oh man, this is fire. You know what? All right, cool. I got some beats for you too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start my album too. And then, like, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's what inspires everything. Like my whole process of like going to get everything.
Did Daytona make you even realize more like how good you guys can be together? Because
Oh,
that's
for
a
sure.
real flawless piece of work.
Yeah.
And by the way, in the midst of projects of his, that I thought you and Tiana were the only ones that were really of that level. Not
Yeah.
everything there was hitting. There were joints, but Daytona hit
Yeah.
all the way through.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, I'm there for my project though. Like I don't. All right, yo, we gonna go to Wyoming. We gonna go to Utah. We gonna go to
Whatever random place.
random place. But I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is gonna like really.
Do you
take
always go?
Yeah, I always go. I really do.
But wait, you always go if you're asked to go, or if it's you have work you need to do. Because I know sometimes.
No. When I'm asked to go, I go.
Okay.
I go. Yeah, because I mean, I feel like we find things. For example, man, I probably was a month in and we found Tiana's album. She wasn't even there before. You know, I called her like, "Yo, these joints is some joints out here right now, and we supposed to be working on my album, but we about 6 in on yours. You got to get to it." You know what I'm saying? Like it don't happen like that. But again, you have to go through the process to like, you know, it takes a minute sometimes. It takes.
Do you think that last thing I'll ask you about Ye? Do you think that he learns it all from the piece that you keep? I mean, like over the last several years, in the last several months, I mean, you've had an immense loss.
Yeah.
You had a child.
Yeah.
You go through a lot of stuff, and whenever we see you, you're an even Steven
Yeah.
kind of guy.
I think we were raised differently though. And he attributes it to that. He speaks to that, man. He talks to me about that. He'd be like, damn, man, like you got a brother, you know what I'm saying? Like you had a dad, like, you know, like who was like there all the time, blah, 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 blah. And he speaks to that a lot. Just, I mean, here recently too. So, and I think that he doesn't, you know, like I gotta tell him a lot, like, bro, like everything ain't gotta be on like so much heavy lifting with you, dog. Like, you know, if I say that I want to do something, you don't have to, that doesn't mean that you have to come and
Carry the whole thing.
carry the whole thing. I'm like, no, I carry it. Like I carry it. Just do what you do. Like that's it.
But you're his brother.
I feel-
He
No,
for
realizes
sure.
that.
Oh no, for
He
sure.
understands that
Yo,
you're his brother.
Listen, he knows I'm his brother, and
That's
he
right.
knows that I don't lie to him about anything, and he knows that I'm telling him the truth. Like everybody who's been around, they've been around. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have to be the newest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, meaning the newest of, you know, of
the original.
of the original
Of the inner circle, yeah.
But he also knows that like I'm gonna move and shake, and even my circle doesn't necessarily isn't his circle.
That's right.
Like my circle is different.
When you saw the Drink Champs interview,
Yeah.
you saw he handled the Big Sean situation.
Yeah.
Hey, how did you feel? Did you pick up the phone? It was like, what happened?
No. Because, it'd be a lot of stuff that goes on, underhanded stuff that goes on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that we might not know about, of course. Yeah.
So, I feel like, Ye gonna say what he gonna say. He gonna speak what he gonna speak. That type of stuff doesn't bother me. Like, that don't bother me. I feel like if you feel like that, and if you feel like you were slighted in any way, shape, or form, then you speak on it. And that's just that. Like, I didn't have a problem with that necessarily.
Did the political stuff bother you at all?
Yeah, I was Hillary.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know you said.
Yeah, I was Hillary. Listen, and not for nothing, I feel like I had an agenda too. Like, my agenda was like, yo, you know what? You was part of this crime bill swag, and you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta hold your feet to the fire. If you want to get back in here, then
you was up there meeting with Barack.
Yeah,
you went to the Barack meetings.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah,
for sure. Party, all that.
Right.
But
and that was your move to say, yo, y'all fucked something up. Y'all got to make it right.
Yeah, even bringing in Tony Lewis. I think Tony
Lewis came here.
Yeah, he came here.
Yeah.
So he came in through me, right? Like, really, like he took the ball and really ran with that up there. But yeah, like we have differences of opinions all the time, and he knows that's how it's gonna be. Like,
last thing, now that the how do I say this? The origins of the Birdman, Pharrell, Lil Wayne, Drake, the Cash Money, all that stuff played out. You and Drake, today, sitting here today, have you and Drake had a conversation?
Nah, man.
Would that ever be? Is it just rap?
Yeah, listen, for me, it's nothing no more. For me, it's absolutely nothing. But it ain't a conversation I need to have, like, at all. Like, I'm cool. Like, it ain't.
But if y'all
we got it on in public, and that's what it is.
But if you were in the same TGI Fridays, y'all are both waiting for a table. You get your pager, he gets his pager. You say what's up to him, or you just look the other way?
Nah, man.
You just look the other way.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool.
So one relationship that I wanted to speak to you about, because we haven't seen you in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Was your friendship with Mac Miller.
Yeah,
and
man.
You and I spoke right after he passed.
Yeah, man.
Because you were obviously we were both everyone was super blown. But you guys were everyone knows you did a record together, but you guys were homies as well.
Yeah. Now, me and Mac were cool. We had the same trainer in L.A. He would like.
By the way, that cracked me up. I didn't know Mac was training. Like, that's not something.
Oh, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was paying somebody.
I caught him on camera one day. I told you he had on chains. I was like,
what kind of workout is this?
I was like, come on, bro. But yeah, like we would work out and just chop it up, man. Like he's definitely missed.
Yeah.
I remember DMing you when you had your son. And I told you I was pregnant at that time, right? And it's just so beautiful to see just how your whole life changes, right?
Yeah.
And talk to me about fatherhood.
Man, fatherhood is like, yo, it's definitely the best thing I've ever been a part of, right? But it is so funny to just watch my son, like, and how he just, turns in and, turns up his personality. Right. He's almost 2. So, first of all, like, I've been non-existent. Like, his mom, like, he all about his mom. For the past, like, maybe 2 months,
You're hot.
I'm hot. I don't know how I'm hot, but I'm hot right now. Like, I'm like,
Dad time.
Yeah, 12 in the morning, 12 a.m. maybe I'm the one who gets the bottle and I bring it to him, whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, this your job. Like, so I'm rocking right now. Like, I leave out, he might cry. I'm like, ooh, this is like a thing. But it's he's almost 2. He's turning up. Like, he's like really, like, his mom was like, he's really bad. And I was like, are you saying this? She was like, he's bad, Terrence.
Like climbing on
Sounds like the beginning of a horror
It's
movie.
like, listen, he turning up, but it's so beautiful to watch, man. Like I just be like,
Listen, just
man,
remember
I
they turn
created
up.
you.
They turn up for entertainment, and if you respond to it, and you give them the response they're looking for, they're gonna keep turning up. If they don't get the response they're looking for, they're gonna shift to another way to get a response.
Yeah, well, I got.
But I got a feeling you as a dad, you like.
Listen. She be so mad with me because he might trip out. I'd be like, what? That's all right. Just listen. She be hot.
How did
Hot.
you're on the path that I hope to be on, which is essentially, if we're being real, old dad status.
Yeah.
Especially in hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, honestly, you're one of the only peers I feel like in the industry who didn't have kids yet.
Yeah.
Was that by design? Was it just like you wanted to focus on career? That's just the way life took you when you met your lady?
Nah, that's just how it worked out for us. I mean, we've been together for a minute, so it just was what it was.
She was smart though. She's an amazing human being, but she knew how to make sure you was gonna be focused too.
Right. Yo, no, listen, and I think about that too, because really, like, all my friends have kids, and I'm like, man, how did y'all do this? Like, when we were like
running around,
moving and shaking and moving around, I'm like, whoa, because man, I can't even imagine it now. Like I be home and I'm like, I gotta do what? I have to leave and go where? Like, I don't want to do anything.
I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave you, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
And like, how?
It's also a beautiful position to be because you can stay still if you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
Because
sure.
you already did a lot. I mean,
But that's
it's
why I
nonstop
give kudos
grind,
to his
but-
lady. She knew that.
Yeah. For
She
sure.
knew what she was doing.
For sure.
Isn't that crazy though? When you think about the early days, you guys were running around from the time y'all put out the funeral. Okay,
Yeah.
You're running around promoting with your people. There's no doubt. I'm sure you'll remember. Some of your boys already had kids.
Listen, I think about them all the time. I'm like, bro, how did y'all do this?
The moms did it.
Yeah,
Grandma did it.
right.
They didn't do shit except bring that money home.
That's right. That is true.
Moms, grandmothers, the support system did it.
No, the support system.
They was in
for
the street trying to find the bag.
Yes, they were. They were.
Pusha T, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I think we gotta play that neck and rest.
Yes.
Let's get to that. Another Hove collab. Let's follow it up with Drug Dealers Anonymous.
Yes.
Just to remind everyone.
Yes.
How many Hove collabs is that now?
This is my third, actually. The first one would be So Appalled.
That's
on,
right.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Let's play that too then.
Why not?
Yeah.
Pusha T, man, we appreciate you.
Nah, man. Appreciate y'all, man, for having me.
It's almost dry out.
It's almost dry. For
First
sure.
half of the tour is out, right?
Yeah,
Dates dropped.
Yeah.
Exciting.
First leg of the tour starts end of May. Yeah, end of May.
Go up, sir.
It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Pusha T, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up one time.
Ugh.